All right, welcome back. So now we'll be talking about the copy and paste, options techniques in Excel. We have the standard copy and paste. You just select the cells to copy and you do Ctrl C to copy and Ctrl V. So that is one option, right? That's the standard. But then there are various other ways to which there are a little more to it. So I could okay. So let's go to our worksheet. Now, in this worksheet, now I want to let's say we want to copy. I want to copy this column. So, like the standard way, like I said, is just to highlight everything. That's Control Shift plus arrow down to highlight everything. Beginning from here, I didn't highlight this row one, so I just do Control C to copy, or you could right click and you will always find copy somewhere, copy here, and then I could just go elsewhere and paste it elsewhere. So I paste it here, or let's assume I paste it down here. Control V, I could do Control V. That is one option, and it just copies out. It just copies and pastes it exactly plus all the formatting. Now I could also do something like right click, and then I will see various paste options. You can see that when I hover each of them, it shows how they look. Now this one does not have the all the formatting. That's the header is not bolded, unlike this one that is exactly the way it was supposed to be. This one is also different. This one is not even showing at all. This one is showing, but it's not carrying the format. So I think the first one is the best option, and you can also find them here. Paste here. You can also over them. When you over, can you see that it's the same thing here? Paste. So I think literally the first option is best. Let me see this. Okay, this and transpose. Now this is going to paste it, but instead of pasting it the way it's supposed to be, on a row, it's going to on a column basis, it's going to paste it on a row basis. So peradventure you want to copy a list of data that is arranged on a column and you want to spread them out. This is also an option, transpose copying. That's a different way. But for now, we're just going to stick with the normal one, which is also what we can get using Ctrl V to paste. Now you could also want to paste into a different worksheet. For instance, I want to copy something from this. I want to copy. Let's want to copy this whole thing. Now, when you see this, after copying and pasting, and you still find this thing, this border dancing, you could just press the escape key. Now, I want to copy this whole table. Now, I will just Control and Shift, arrow right and arrow down. It copies everything, and then I could do my Control C, and I can see the border is dancing around everything. And I go to a new sheet. I could just do the same thing as well and just copy it here, and then everything is copied there. Just that I will need to adjust the spacing and all of those other things like this, but you will still get everything back the way it was there. So that is one option. Another option now is also I could go over here and just do equals to. When I type equals to on a new worksheet, I want to go and fetch data from a different worksheet. I could just have the first one I type is equal to. If you notice that when I type equal to, look at the active bar. When I type equal to, it changes to hyperlink, and then I could go over to sheet 1. You can see that the formula bar is already showing me sheet 1, and then I could just select what I want to copy, A2, and I could say maybe A2 and B2 downward. So I've selected just these two columns from beginning to the end, and once it's already showing, and I could just press enter, and automatically it takes me back to sheet 3, and I can see them here. So I just need to adjust this one. Now you notice that this one has a kind of different look. It's looking kind of different. When I click on it, it's showing like there's this, and the formula is still spelled out here. So that is one other way that you can use to copy something directly from a different worksheet into this worksheet. Just use the equals to. So I could say, okay, let me add the equals to again, and go back and copy. This time I want to copy their country. Okay, just the country alone, only the country. So it tells me that I'm in sheet 1. I was initially here. Both of them are actually highlighted. I'm here and I'm copying from sheet 1. It's showing is equals to sheet 1, and then exclamation mark. This is where I'm copying C2 to C12, and I just need to click Don't try to go back. If you try to go back or click anything else, it will give you an error. Once you've highlighted, you just click enter and it will take you back to sheet 3. And you can see that we have the country as well here. So that's another way to copy. Just that if you notice, this one is not copying the style, all the formattings that we did, and all those bold and italics and font size, they are all not showing. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this sheet now. The sheet 2 where we even copied manually, Ctrl C and Ctrl V, look better because it copied everything, including the style. Now, one more way to copy is, let me unhighlight this. I could just do, this is sheet 1. I'm currently on sheet 1. I just need to write at the bottom here where the name of that sheet is. Okay, like I said, which is always good to even it's always good to rename your worksheet. So practice, or let me say practice sheet. Oh, sorry. Practice sheets. Practice sheets. Alright, now. So now I could just come here and right click. When I right click, it brings out this option. There are different options here. Of course, I can click on to rename. I can delete it. I already explained that before. I can delete it. I can rename it, and then I can change the tab color. I mentioned that as well. So let's just give it a tab color. This is fair enough. So when I click away, it becomes like deeper. When I come back here, it kind of fades. So now we want to just copy. So I could just do move or copy. When I click on move or copy, it shows me, all right, to which workbook. Of course, the same workbook we have on the same workbook. If you need it to be in a new different workbook, you can click on new workbook. But for now, we're going to leave it in this same workbook. And which sheet do we want? Okay, you just click on move to end. Move to end. Or now if I click on move to sheet 2, it's going to come and paste it inside here. But let me click on move to end. Now after clicking on move to end, you have to click on create a copy, because if you don't create a copy, it's literally going to move everything and it's going to delete it from this place. So if you click on create a copy, I'm telling you that don't delete it from here. Just create a copy and paste it in the new worksheet. If I click on OK, you can see this is the new worksheet. It doesn't even look different. It's exactly the same thing, but just that you can see that it has created this by itself, practice worksheet 2, and then I can rename it to whatever name I want to give it. This is practice worksheet, practice sheet, and practice sheet 2. They are exactly the same. Now in this case, let me delete this first of all. Let's try to move it to this. Okay, all these guys are still here. Okay, let me delete this worksheet first of all, and then let me create a new one. So now I'm going to try to move this to worksheet 5. So I'll just do right click, move a copy to sheet 5, create a copy, and let's see what we have. All right, it doesn't even work. It just creates a copy by itself. So let me see, it's not here. So it's just always best to follow the initial practice, move to end. That is the best, that is the best practice. We just move to the end. Let me clear up this. I don't need this for now. So once again, I'm going to do that again. Just right click, move or copy, click on move to end, and click on create a copy and click OK, and it just creates a new sheet and paste it exactly like that, and then you can rename. So that is all about copying and paste. See you in the next video.